everybody, it's Chef Jenny. You're joining me again today in my home kitchen for another quick and easy weeknight recipe. Today we're going to be making one of my favorite pasta dishes. It features roasted tomatoes and shallots, a creamy ricotta herb sauce, and it's going to be tossed with some roasted chicken as well. So the first thing I have done is I've got my oven preheated to 375 degrees. Now, just a tip about oven temperature. You want to make sure that your oven is baking at the temperature that it says it's baking at. Quite often, ovens at home will range between 25 and 50 degrees hotter or colder. So a good trick is to use an oven thermometer that you can keep right in your oven, and it will tell you exactly what your oven is cooking at. So you want to make sure that you put these tomatoes and onions into a really nice hot oven so that they sort of caramelize and roast really nicely. So I also have a pot of boiling water on the stove. The pasta that we're going to be using today is one of my new favorites. It's the Kamut and Quinoa Twisted Pear by Eden Organic. I love the taste of this one. I love that it's wheat-free, so it's made with kamut flour and quinoa flour as well. And I also love that there's 7 grams of fiber per serving for this, and it really tastes delicious too. So this is what I'm going to be using when the water is ready to boil. So the oven is preheated, and on my tray here I've got, they're rolling around, 1 pint of organic cherry tomatoes, and I also have 3 or 4 small shallots that have been sliced thinly. And what I'm going to add to those is just a pinch of sea salt, just to help those tomatoes to kind of break down and sort of wilt. And then another pinch of black pepper, ground black pepper. And here I've got 2 teaspoons of just a regular olive oil, and this is going to help facilitate some of that caramelization that we want to have happen with the tomatoes and the onions. So just drizzle that over, and just with my hands I'm just going to sort of swish them up on the tray just to make sure the olive oil and the seasoning gets all over. And I'm going to pop these in the oven. I'm going to roast them for about 15 to 20 minutes. And halfway through cooking, I'm going to throw our pasta in so that it can boil as well, because it takes about 8 to 10 minutes. So I'm going to put these in the oven. They're going to bake for about 8 minutes, and then I'm going to add my pasta to the water. And when you come back, I'll show you how to make up the sauce as well. Okay, we're back. And the tomatoes and shallots have been in the oven for about 8 minutes. I'm going to pull them out in a sec and just show you what they look like when they're sort of halfway through cooking. I've also added 2 cups of the twisted quinoa and kamut pasta into my salted boiling water, and that's going to need to boil for about 6 to 8 minutes as well. So I'm going to grab the tray of tomatoes. They look gorgeous. So you can see how the shallots are nicely caramelized, and the tomatoes are starting to brown a little bit. They burst and release their juices, and those are starting to caramelize as well. So I'm going to put this back in the oven for another few minutes, just until those tomatoes go nice and golden on the top, and I'm going to wait for my pasta to be done cooking as well. So while we're waiting for those to finish, I'll just show you how to quickly make up this easy, creamy ricotta herb sauce. So in here I have about a cup of the skim milk ricotta cheese. I also have a pinch of sea salt and black pepper, and I've put in half a cup of chopped fresh herbs. Now today I used a mixture of a quarter of a cup of fresh chives and a quarter of a cup of fresh basil. If you have parsley at home, or dill, or tarragon, you can use those as well. So half a cup total of chopped herbs. And this is how simple the sauce is. You just mix it up. Whoops. Lose some on the floor. Lose some more on the floor. And we're all done. So when that pasta is ready to come out, we're going to toss it with the sauce and also with 2 cups of cooked shredded chicken. So this is just a couple of chicken breasts that were left over from last night's dinner that I saved and I've shredded for tonight's dinner. You can buy one of the pre-roasted chickens at the grocery store as well, and all you need is 2 cups of meat from that. So once the pasta's done cooking and the tomatoes are all done roasting, we're going to toss everything together and I'll show you the finished dish. Okay, so we're back and the pasta's all done cooking. I'm going to grab it out of the pot and just drain it into my dish here. So to the pasta now, I can add these beautiful tomatoes and shallots that we've cooked up. Hopefully you can see how beautiful those look. And they smell awesome too. So we've also got 2 cups of our shredded chicken that we're putting in. And then this is our cup of skim milk ricotta cheese with the half cup of fresh herbs. That's going in as well. And the heat of the pasta is going to help to melt this ricotta cheese, make it into a really nice light sauce. So I'm just using my tongs and sort of tossing it very gently, being careful not to break down those tomatoes too much. Oh, it just smells amazing. Let me hold it up here so you can see how bright and colorful that looks. Great to be making this time of year as we're going into tomato season here in Ontario. So thanks again for joining me for another quick and easy weeknight recipe. If you wanted to learn more about my cooking classes, you can go to my website, gentryWholefoods.com, or you can register right online at www.healthspan.ca. And of course, you know last time I said part of the rule of making this lovely dish is that the chef needs to try some first. So I'm going to have a little bowl of this, and I hope I've inspired you to make this sometime this week. It really is quick and easy and delicious.